In a world of noise, we choose clarity.
Go to the oppressed. Go to the downtrodden. Go to the exploited. Go to the people who don't know who they are. Who are lost in knowledge of themselves and who are strangers in a land that is not theirs. Go to those people. Go to the slaves. Go to the second-class citizens. Go to the ones who are suffering the brunt of Caesar's brutality. And if Jesus were here in America today, he wouldn't be going to the white man. The white man is the oppressor. He would be going to the oppressed. He would be going to the humble. He would be going to the lowly. He would be going to the rejected and the despised. He would be going to the so-called American Negro.
Basically, we're poor righteous teachers. And we strive to civilize people that don't have no knowledge of themselves. The person is living a life of wickedness or doing evil.
In a world
it's
of
our duty as civilized people, as fathers,
choose clarity.
Strive to educate them, to put them on the proper path.
In a world of noise,
sin, bondage, come on, getting kicked around in life and taken advantage of, to another place, a good place, a land that flows with milk and honey. How many of y'all think that sounds like a better deal? I'll take milk and honey over bondage and beatings any day of the week.
FBA.
Let's talk about MAGA and Blackface.
You heard
MAGA
that
and
term.
Blackface. Let's say that first.
But I must say though, you know what I'm saying? Even though I don't like the term,
I
do understand
too.
the term.
Me too.
I do understand why a lot of African Americans.
But what makes? Okay, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry.
But we have always talked shit about the African Americans. You know what I'm saying? Especially my parents. I grew up with my parents talking about why the African Americans don't do this, why the African Americans don't do that, and they lazy this, and they lazy that. When they was going through the same shit in their countries, and a lot of the shit.
And where does that come from? Where does that come from?
The Americans, but where it come from the state?
It's not from the state. The Caribbean has its thing. The continent has its own thing. It is the whole plantation mentality. My plantation is better than yours. My master is better than yours, and I'm gonna protect it at all costs. You know what I'm saying? And you could never. Let me give you an example. Since we talking about interracial, we started off the conversation with interracial stuff. If you take a black person from the Caribbean into an African American home, like they ask you more questions about you, being that you're the same race and have the same history, right? Tied in, right? And they'll just like, oh, they from here, so on and so forth. Bring a white girl in, they're not gonna have as many questions. If you bring an Asian girl, they're not gonna have that many questions. You bring a Latin girl, it's not gonna happen. There is something.
You know what?
There's a.
What it is because they still have some of their culture. The Black American don't have no culture.
They do. It's not taught to them. There's a difference.
Right.
Okay? Because we gotta understand African American culture, just like white American culture. There's a myriad of different European places of people coming from different places, just like African American culture is. Black people coming from different places and coming together under the American experience. So I hate people saying that Black Americans don't have culture. Yes, they do. It's just not taught to them in a way that they need to know it and embrace it.
Yeah, because Black Americans inspired that shit. I said Black Americans inspired, like even reading Bob Marley's autobiography. You know what I'm saying? Like Bob Marley and like reggae music and all that was inspired from the radio stations they was picking up from Miami and all that.
Everything was
like the stations and all, and Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
All just the inspirations behind reggae. The chic that comes from Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? Even getting back into like African history and African culture.
Jazz.
That comes from Harlem.
That comes coming out of the Caribbean. Mardi Gras, the Caribbean, the food culture. There's so many of it. That is culture that is tied to African Americans, but it's knowing what parts of it is, because when I hear people talk about that whole African Americans don't have or even FBAs making it seem like their culture came out of poof, like no, it didn't happen that way. You want it to be some other shit that it's not. That's what I'm upset about, as far as them is concerned. I understand wanting to have the tie, but the way you're going about it and making it seem like nobody has rights to the states because they don't belong here and da-da-da-da. The same immigrants from Europe that made white culture here is the same ones too that came from different places, you know what I'm saying, throughout the diaspora.
But they brought their culture and their language. And that's the thing about blacks that we don't have.
Let me tell you, white people are from different places in Europe. They don't all speak English.
Wait a minute now.
So we have Italians, we have Irish, we have people from Wales, we have people from France, we have people from, you know, Spain, we have people from Germany, we have people from Poland. They don't all speak. But when they come here to congregate, because we got to remember, it was colonies that was here before they united under one banner, okay? The French owned part of it, Spanish owned another part, the Dutch was here and the English was there. The branding of America is in 1776. The colonies were here since the 1500s. So in the way that they want it to make sense, it's not taught in that way. Because even when they talk about reparations and going into court, I'm like, yo, you can't even do it like that. You suing the United States. The United States has been in existence since 1776. There were slaves before that, and the colonies owned them. They weren't American. So you could go into court and ask for reparations, and they're going to tell you, we ain't own them people from 7 to 1500s. They weren't Americans. So if you're going into court to ask for reparations, you need to go into European courts, you know, for the first 200 years before you come into an American court and state your case in terms of reparations. But because you don't have the history to tie yourself to who are African Americans, what makes an African American, you all over the place with your...
Right. And you know what's interesting? One thing African Americans don't do, like if you know somebody comes from Jamaica, Haiti, we embrace them as one.
That's what I'm saying.
Black.
Whites do
it. You know, that's what we do. They, you know, and not all, but you know, a lot of them look at us as being different, right? But my dad used to always say, the white man to tell you, I don't care what kind of nigga you are. My mom used to say that.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? She would say, yo.
Because when you walk through the door, they ain't going to be able to tell what nigga you is.
I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, I don't care what kind of nigga you are. You not me.
You know?
You know, so that's why I say, you know, like I be trying to, you know, I say, well, yo, you know, because we always had the approach, yo, regardless of our geographical origin, man, if we got the different skin color, same mind state, we all one people.
Different plantation, that's all that is. Same story, different plantation. And even like when people talk about immigrants, I'm like, okay, why are we concentrating only on the black immigrants and brown immigrants? Because I don't see nobody having any beef saying that. They going into the Italian neighborhoods and telling them they're not Americans or or going to the Irish neighborhoods and telling them, or Albanian neighborhoods and telling them they don't belong. That's what I'm saying. The same thing we were saying before. That all their thing is always against their own.
I don't know, sister, because like on some real, y'all just talking about colonies, right? So I'm looking back at my geographic memory of Brooklyn, and we still got those shit. You got the Puerto Ricans in the Puerto Rican areas, and then you got the Jamaicans in Flatbush. Then you got
and that's what we're saying. The culture has always been more than just what we're saying. Like African American culture is just a poof. It's a myriad of different people and different cultures coming in and making it that. Just like what white culture is. They're coming from different places, but once they get here under one brand is where they're united. Okay? So you look at a white person, you can't tell if they have Irish roots, Italian roots, you know, Greek roots, you know what I'm saying? So that's what an American is when it comes to white people. But it changes, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, you know, the construct of what we call African American, because what makes it different? Like when we talk about, you know what I'm saying, the people that were putting everything together. Let's go back to Marcus Garvey. You know what I'm saying? Giving us the red, black, and green flag to represent Pan-Africanism. You know, to make us understand we were under one map of why we need to unite. You know what I'm saying? One story. You know what I'm saying? One struggle. One revolution. Right? And so, do we say he's not part of African American culture because he's Jamaican born? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about, you know, W.E. Du Bois, who was the first black man to graduate out of Harvard, right? Who founded NAACP. He was born in Boston from Haitian parents. Do we say he's not part of the African American experience? Because the NAACP is known as an African American, staple in justice.
And don't forget, hold on, do not, let me get this off real quick, huh? Don't forget that it was the African Americans, because they wouldn't allow the quote unquote immigrants to come over here. We fought to tear that wall down.
It's not that, because when we talk about the Revolutionary War, which in Savannah, Georgia, they had to put the plaque with the Haitian flag on it to show that the Creoles, came in to help them with that. At the time, they were not core Haitians, but I'm saying eventually Haitians, they fought to get that plaque on it to identify, because they were known as Frenchmen. Because that's what I'm saying. People don't understand what the colonies were before the United States became what it became. They were colonies, so the French had a part. Okay, so the people that were here were not immigrants. It's like calling a Hawaiian an immigrant, because he left, the island and came into the mainland. If he's under that banner, he's an American, right? So when you talk about these people that were not immigrants, they were part of a colony. You get me? So that's what I'm saying. The African American story is being told in a way to separate and divide. There's always been a divide and conquer thing. That's what I'm saying. The consciousness is a very important part of what we do, because we know that we have to be aware of not only what is present, but also take from the past and hold and grasp those things and incorporate it into what it is that we're experiencing now.
I understand what everybody's saying, but we also have to acknowledge, along with the brother that started the FBA movement.
He started off as a Pan-African. I don't know what the fuck. I guess that Mossad money, he's gonna turn it down, huh?
That nigga.
Nah, because he getting paid off by the Jews. That's why. That's that whole thing. Remember, in 2025, the Jews were saying their biggest obstacle were the black populace, because of the powers we held and the political influences that we had, the outcomes of elections. You know what I'm saying? And don't forget, not get all spiritual about shit now. When you cloak yourself in a religion that don't belong to you, and you know the true power of the people that they speak of, that you want to replace, you understand what they worship with, right? Okay. So of course you're going to be afraid of that.
So you're going to talk all that mess about the Jews and
be blacked out, all of us on video. Because that, you know what I'm saying? The point I wanted to make was that, like, how they came in 2025 and made it up. Just like the 2025 thing that they was, what was that? Thing that they put together, the 2025 thing. But they came and they said their biggest obstacle was the black populace. That they needed to. Is on the cap was in there. That was their creation, just like MAGA was their creation. MAGA, they used the weakest link of the white man, which is his racism. And with FBA, what we talked about, them feeling like they're different from the other niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But to be fair, though, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There is ignorant people amongst all different
dynamics of people, but
people.
Black people?
I remember seeing a video of some Haitians got together on a podcast and they were talking shit about the African Americans.
But that's our thing, though. We do that shit. Caribbean folks do that shit. And the Caribbean folks do it to each other, too. You got Haitians that talk about Jamaicans that talk about Haitians, and Trinis that talk about... Yeah, we do it. Like, niggas, let me tell you. Nigga is a nigga is a nigga is a nigga. But and everybody now, because of social media, they all have a platform.
Like a part of the community. Right. Tariq was able to tap into the part of the community that's tired of people shitting on
We've been
African
shitting on
Americans.
each other from the beginning, okay? It's like I said, it's the plantation mindset. You is the better nigga. You watch Django, right? You remember Steven? We got a Steven for every part of motherfucking every nationality of black people that's out here. Okay?
But look,
what that nigga over here doing? Who put this nigga around here? Like, you know what I'm saying? We got them Stevens in every nationality of the culture.
This is what I wanted to say. You know, that's why, like, I don't believe that all black people can get along. You know what I'm saying?
Because
we can't all, wait a minute. Let me story. You know what I'm saying? Because we couldn't even get along in Africa like that. Neither. You know what I'm saying?
Europeans didn't get along with each other. You read that history books? They didn't get along either. Why? Where is our plight different?
It's the nature
Asians
of the
don't get
beast.
along either. We read the history books of them fighting amongst themselves, but still, and then they still have the rifts between each other, but they still have a construct that makes them a power, you know, to be reckoned with when it comes to either business or, you know what I'm saying, like standing with each other. You know what I'm saying?
At the
Black
end of it,
don't have that.
At the end of it, that they're gonna run with each other. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna run with each other. And if you be the chosen nigga to work with them, they gonna make you a rich Negro too, right?
But why do we need to run with them?
No, I'm not saying
Okay.
you have to run with them. But if opportunity come, you supposed to run. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm trying to build. You know, like, I travel the world, and I look in white people's face from America, and I look in a European face, white people looking from that spot. You know what I'm saying? I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference even between a nigga from Virginia by his skin. I can even tell Ethiopian from looking at them and dealing with the culture.
I could
but
distinguish an East African from a West African and
Yeah,
South.
yeah. That's the phenotype, and you know, you can read people like that and
Mannerisms and color, you know.
That shows you a lot too. However, on a general scale, all that should be torn down. You see what I'm saying? Because
we have a
you know,
different
like I said,
history
regardless of our
everybody else.
this is our outlook on life. Yeah, it's you know, when you see the German, like she said, the Polish, like when I was working downtown Manhattan, I just seen white people. I was like, because them niggas all dealt with each other under the white banner.
And don't talk shit about each other. You have the Italians that say shit about the Greeks and the Greeks that say shit about the da-da-da. But guess what? They're under one banner. If they gonna come around your, you know what I'm saying? When they have to vote against your black ass, guess what they're gonna do? And you not getting the same shit as them, guess what? They're under that one banner.
like y'all was talking about Marcus Garvey, like for real, if he was telling me let's go back to Africa, I don't think I would have been on the boat.
Yeah, I mean,
don't wanna
some
go
people
back.
are, but I'm saying you got to understand in those times what was going on. You see, we've reaped those people's sacrifices, and that's why we could be as comfortable as we have, even in thought that we wouldn't go back.
Absolutely.
You understand what I'm saying? We've been conditioned to accept this, to live, to be part of it, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then let's go back to FBA, because some of the things they're saying is not false. You know what I'm saying? Having, our roots here before even slavery. Yeah, those are true things. Even mentioning, but in some of the things that they're saying in terms of like mentioning the Indians, and a lot of people are called Indians and stuff. And I feel like don't make a joke out of it, because there's real history there. You know what I'm saying? We did have slaves that were traded between Europeans and the indigenous nation, and then they became part of those tribes. Right. And so we did have those things. So going back to, having roots here before slavery, we need to embrace those things too, and have the knowing of that and how it came about. And also, it's not that, the culture sprouted, but the culture did move from Africa to be here, but just prior to slavery. Just like when people talk about the Olmecs, and people's like, yeah, the Olmecs, da-da-da, they still came from West Africa. You know what I'm saying? It's documented, in Africa, that the Olmecs were from West Africa, just like the Moors. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have those things, and I hate people trying to distance themselves from the African experience, as if like they don't want to be part of it, but they want to go in a church and pray to Jesus Christ. And it's like, he ain't a white man. He ain't American, right? He's not European. So I don't see how you can be that blasphemous about a continent that birthed so many nations and so many, so many minds and so many kinds. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot that we don't have in terms of like to reach the broader part of the community and our culture. And in 2026, we shouldn't even have this conversation, be having this conversation of what we're lacking in terms of, intellect, and knowledge and all of that.
Yeah, especially being the spin-off of the civil rights era. We came from a great era, you know what I mean? And so that's how, you know, things was done by design. They didn't want us to
that's what I'm getting at. That's where I'm getting, like the interception. It's always intercepted. Always. It's always been there. The conscious mind makes you aware that when it's happening, that we could stop these things. So where we at right now, somebody didn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? Who were guarding those, like the Jay-Z's and the Diddy's that we want to talk about now, right? Some of those people, even the radio station DJ, the radio station DJs had shit to do with how the music, you know, turned out to be now. Because they were not playing certain things anymore because the powers that be told them not to put that shit on.
I think it was the Cash Ones and the brand.
They was not playing that shit no more. Like that shit was no. It's not that it couldn't make the money because the same people that listened to it were still gonna buy the records and still, you know what I'm saying, go to the concert. It's just the messaging.
Absolutely.
That's why they flipped that shit.
They didn't want out. Right. Yo, think about it. Think about it. And you know, even some people see colleges unnecessary. You know, however, when that music was popping, you had more black kids graduating from college and all that.
And you know why they would say that to you? Because they don't want you to have their information. The reason why their system keeps going is because of the educational system. You may not want to have it for you to be diluted in a way where you lose sense of self or identity, but you want to know the system that you operate in and have the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? To operate within their governments. Like people like, oh, why black people, they're Democrats and they're in Congress, they're not going to change them. No, but we still need them people in it. We need people in the law sector. You know what I'm saying? And police and intelligence and all of that. Yes. It's a system. You got to know how to navigate. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody could be a sailor and sail that boat. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? We need that. It's essential. You know what I'm saying?
You know, like I was like on Bill
Oh my
Noble,
God, that was my man. What?
We had to watch that shit every Sunday.
PBS.
That's what I tell you about, dog.
Yes.
Tony Brown.
My mom, that was my mom's favorite show. It was Bill Noble and Tony Brown Journal on PBS, man. I love. Why we don't have them shows no more? I does not.
That's what I'm saying. Every Sunday we got
them on YouTube.
Come on now.
We got them on YouTube.
That don't count.
Word.
Yo.
And you remember when he had that ex-black, that black ex-FBI dude on there? And the dude was explaining how his station was California. They sent him on a mission out there.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
And Gil Noble was like, well, why did you burn down? Why did you have to do that mission? He said that Black Boys Club was producing too many successful
There you go.
Blacks. That was the talk in the 80s.
Can you imagine what's going on now?
Because kids coming out of there thinking of becoming too successful.
Do you and this was in the 80s, right?
Yo, that shit. Yep, the early 80s. Yep.
This is what I'm saying, family.
Yep.
The consciousness needs to come back. It's not good enough to be woke. That's some new verbiage shit for everybody to fucking use. And for them to also turn into mockery. Let's get back to being conscious. And we know what that means. And let's teach it.
It's not.
No. That's what we don't want to like, you know what I'm saying? That's what they want to happen, and we're not gonna allow that to happen. We are the guardians, man. We are the guardians. We at an age that's our duty. That is law right now. To be at the age that we in. You know what I'm saying? And
right now, for you to do that, you would be like God in the beginning, when he was finding his disciples. Yo, the devil got a hold on the world so hard that it's crazy. And that's why the 5% is the ones that understand what's going on without them being able.
And our job is to put as much light into the darkness.
Absolutely, but you still fighting a dead wind, but you still gotta fight it.
Because the devil, gotta do it.
You see, yo, how many black people you seen in Congress?
I'm in the frame, God. You're not
How many black people you seen in Congress?
Barely any there.
I mean, you have some.
Barely any. And I can't, I'm not going to say I applaud all of them, because we know they're just going along to get along. They're trying to put a little bit of something in here and there.
lot of them is just talk.
They're props.
A lot of
They're
them
props.
is just talk.
And it's okay, because sometimes we do need props in place, you know what I'm saying? But we're not gonna count because we're not gonna count on them just because they're black and they're part of that, you know. You understand what I'm saying? Because you gotta remember, the ancestors we had, they had so very little and did so much. Okay? So for us to have what we have now and be getting so little out of it, like something has shifted and we need to find out what it is.
Damn, that shit was powerful. That was powerful.
They didn't have much, and they did so fucking, like, how the fuck is it possible that we have all the shit that we have now, all the freaking different people in different sectors and government and all kinds, and where we, like, how?
Damn, that shit is deep, like, word is ball, word is ball, word is ball.
Because we knew our enemy.
Consciousness.
You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm talking about. That's the formula right there.
Let me ask you this. You remember when the Klan, the Ku Klux Klan was out? You hardly even hear nothing from them. You hear more from the skinheads than you hear from them. Because
they infiltrated every part of what we know now. Project 2025, Heritage Foundation, Congress, Supreme Court, White House. Yeah, that's why they took their sheets off. And they got suits on. ICE. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And look at what's going on in the world. They trying to stop funding ISIS, so everybody else got to get fucked up because they want to hit on one person.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to say something. I want to say something crazy, but I don't know. The podcast gonna be accepting of me. I know. Y'all gonna be accepting of me. You go in there. Yeah, like he's saying, the powers that be, we know who's in control of where we at right now. And I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm just gonna do an analogy real quick. How are you going through anything and you telling me you having a hard time in life and you have no place to be, and I open up my doors to you and say, you know what, I only have this pull-out couch, and hopefully that's enough. And all of a sudden you start scheming on how you're gonna rearrange my furniture in my living room, all kinds of shit, to eventually get into my bedroom, kick me out my fucking bedroom, eventually out of my apartment, take over my shit, and then get everybody to be on your side and say, yeah, you did the right fucking thing. Right. How is the world following that formula there? I feel like, just like I was talking about the cloaking thing, and cloaking themselves in that religion, you know where you're from. They could have given you a piece of land and made it Israel anywhere, that continent you're from, right? What is so rejecting of you that you become the rejects and they spit you out into the world that way? And you're taking it out on everybody. It's almost like a kid that's having a tantrum because they're not loved. And there's an African proverb that says, a child that is not loved, that doesn't feel the warmth of love will burn the whole village just to feel its warmth, kind of thing. You ever heard that proverb before? And that's basically what they're doing right now.
Say that again.
A child that does not know the warmth, like the warmth of love, will burn its village down just to feel its warmth. It's something like that. And that's what they're doing, because they're rejects. Nobody wants them. So they're going around just taking over everybody's shit. And it's like, if I can't have them, I'm burning the whole fucking shit down. All of y'all. You're taking all of y'all down. And you can see in the news every week, they're somewhere else doing some fucking crazy shit. It's not only, you know what I'm saying, that region. Even now in the U.S. government, we can see how they move it. I just watched a YouTube documentary about I forgot what part of New Jersey that is, how they coming in, and the people are like, well, they basically taking over. They don't even want funding to go to the public schools anymore. Like, they just, and to watch the U.S. government not even see what's going on unless they've also infiltrated the alphabet, sections of the government.
Damn, coming to play.
And stuff. That's why they could be as deep as they are in what they're doing here in terms of the political mayhem and what's going on in the Middle East right now.
That situation in the Middle East kind of vicious too. I still don't believe that they didn't know what's happening right now. They knew that shit before.
They've been playing that shit.
With them clothes, fucking that off and all that. I think, and, no, I think all of that, them taking that loss right now is all intentional. I don't.
What they were not anticipating was them not letting up. They thought they were going to do the same thing they did with the Gazans, where they kept saying ceasefire, ceasefire, and still was killing these people. And so when they were like, you know what I'm saying, oh shit, we thought y'all was going to, we killed your supreme leader. Look, you was just going to give in and people was going to turn against them. Like, this is what I'm saying. White people are so ignorant to what the whole world, like they really see themselves as, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we understand, like there's a supremacy and you are it. But people still have their, you know what I'm saying, like, especially America, like you're a fucking newborn compared to these people. Okay? They have tens of thousands of years of, you know, knowledge of wars and battles. You coming in thinking you have your little technical shit, your little fucking cute shit, Palantir and shit, and you gonna fucking take over fucking people that will fucking blow themselves up to take you the fuck out. You must have not read the motherfucking rule or history book to understand the people you was going against.
Yeah, I wish we had more of that spirit.
Well, you know, that's the arrested development part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? They came in and did that by design. We're trying to get back there.
Right. They made us fall in love with
stunted growth.
With the, and you know, we want to get back to our man and shit like that. So, you know, them motherfuckers over there, but I don't give a fuck about that. You know, they believe in they God so strong.
And a true God too. They're not bullshitting. You know, that's their whole life from when they were born, and then their parents were born with it, their grandparents were born, their great-grandparents, like it's instilled and innately, you know what I'm saying, part of them. It's not no fucking cloaking mechanism.
Right.
Christians do that shit. Or at least the ones that follow white Christianity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The so-called Jews that have that, they cloak themselves in a falsehood. That's why they could do the shit that they do. Right. That's why even in war, they say they won't strike civilians. They won't strike hospitals. They won't strike, you know what I'm saying? Like they still, with a consciousness, is fighting a war.
Right.
White people don't fight wars like that. You've seen what they've been doing.
Like that. You see they blew up, 170-something children, little girls, man. Yo, that
you read the Willie Lynch letter? You know what they are.
Mine.
That's dumb people. That's what you're witnessing. What you read in that book, your eyes are now telling you. That is, I hated the fact that when they came a couple of years later, it was like, oh no, we couldn't find a Willie Lynch or the motherfucker. Whether you found him or the fuck not, y'all know that shit is true. Y'all wrote it somewhere and somebody found it and put a fucking name on it. Fuck the name. I don't give a fuck about the name, but everything that they put in there, we know it happened because even the slaves were saying that they happened. Right. They had their own accounts. So there was nothing about a lie in it. So what you read in that book is what you're witnessing now. That's their nature.
Right.
Okay, the devil was a lie.
In a world of noise, we choose clarity.
Go to the oppressed. Go to the downtrodden. Go to the exploited. Go to the people who don't know who they are. Who are lost in knowledge of themselves and who are strangers in a land that is not theirs. Go to those people. Go to the slaves. Go to the second-class citizens. Go to the ones who are suffering the brunt of Caesar's brutality. And if Jesus were here in America today, he wouldn't be going to the white man. The white man is the oppressor. He would be going to the oppressed. He would be going to the humble. He would be going to the lowly. He would be going to the rejected and the despised. He would be going to the so-called American Negro.
Basically, we're poor righteous teachers. And we strive to civilize people that don't have no knowledge of themselves. The person is living a life of wickedness or doing evil.
In a world
it's our duty as civilized people, as fathers,
choose clarity.
Strive to educate them, to put them on the proper path.
In a world of noise,
sin, bondage, come on, getting kicked around in life and taken advantage of, to another place, a good place, a land that flows with milk and honey. How many of y'all think that sounds like a better deal? I'll take milk and honey over bondage and beatings any day of the week.